again, give Pitt a lot of credit. Thought they came in and they mixed up their defenses. They isolated mismatches and did a great job of taking advantage of Faye obviously inside did a great job for them. So they did a good job of getting her touches. We tried doubling her, we tried fronting her, and we didn't really get any of it done as well as we'd like. Fortunately, we shot the heck out of the three, 13 out of 25. If you don't do that, it's really going to be a nail biter. So, but again, a lot of things we can, 20 assists, 10 turnovers is good. We lead the country in fewest fouls, and tonight we had a lot of fouls called on us. So we got to try to continue to keep that cleaned up. But again, gutsy win, and move on.
Questions?
As far as the ball movement, it looked like making that extra pass really made a lot of difference, whether it was kicking off for a three or just the offense in general. Is that something y'all were wanting to emphasize with this one?
Yeah, again, they did a good job mixing up the zone, the man-to-man. Sometimes I think they went from man into zone during the same possession. And, we got to continue. We wanted to try to get downhill, instead of pick on the ball, make the post have to help, and make Faye have to guard some and maybe get her in foul trouble, which we did some of that, but not nearly as much as we needed to. So, like I said, give her credit. She did a great job. Again, we're at our best when we're attacking gaps, getting to the paint, forcing help, kicking it out, and hopefully we can, continue to get better at that.
Wes, you mentioned the fouls. How does it change the momentum and flow of a game when there's that many whistles?
Makes it tough. Obviously the fans want to see action. So, but again, obviously we'll look at the film and see what we need to do to clean that up.
Do you feel like that physical play from the West Coast trip kind of helped with tonight in a game like that tonight?
The what?
I said, do you feel like that physical play in the West Coast trip, do you feel like that kind of helped the team tonight get through?
I'm not happy with giving up 67 points, so no, not really. Like I said, we struggled. Faye was a handful, 28 points. She averages 18. And then, again, the guard ended up with, 16 points, and I think she averages 8. So we just didn't do a good job of trying to take away those two. And so, but we maybe we were too physical because all our post-fight players got in foul trouble in the first half. So maybe we were too physical in the first half.
For kind of talk about all season, your front court's kind of been thrown into the fire, and going up against an elite big like Faye, how important is the experience in terms of what not to do and what you can do against a play like that?
Yeah, like I said, it'll be good to have the film and maybe look at that. What we had, one problem we had was we showed them film, she can shoot the turnaround. I mean, you can't just back off of her there when she's, 8 feet from the rim. She's going to knock down that little turnaround. And even though we were doubling, if you don't take away that initial look, we can't get there in time to double. And a double doesn't do a whole lot of good if she can just shoot over you. So, like I said, we tried to push her up and double, keep her away from the rim and double her. And then we tried getting in front of her some and making it hard for them to get it into her. And, we had success a few times, but we had a lot of times we didn't quite get it done. Obviously 28 points.
This is Mario, maybe not quite back to 100% looks like, but how important is it for her to get back on the court?
Yeah, it was good to have her back out there again. She adds, some speed. Hopefully up tempo, we can push it in transition and things like that. But it's going to take a process. She was out almost a month, so she's got to get back to where she was. I thought she was playing at a really high level before she went out. Obviously against Louisville, she had a great game. So hopefully we get her back to that level pretty quick.
You mentioned the 20 assists against the 10 turnovers, and it seems like that's starting to become a trend lately for y'all. What do you think? What can you attribute that ball movement to lately?
Yeah, I mean, part of it's reversing, swinging the ball, like you mentioned, get some ball movement. Part of it is just breaking down the D and kicking, forcing help. And So again, we're doing a better job of that. You know, Sinai in particular, 7 assists, 2 turnovers. Zoe, 4 assists, 1 turnover. Zaya James, 4 assists, 1 turnover. So our guards did a much better job than we were doing earlier in the year. So that's a good sign. Like I said, the big thing jumps out at me is the offensive boards. You know, I don't look at the total, I look at how many we went and got. And we went and got 2 offensive rebounds in 40 minutes. That's going to bite us. You know, not where we don't shoot well. It's going to catch up with us.
Coach, what do you think has been Debbie Antonelli's impact both here at NC State but also on just the women's college game as a whole?
She's been great for the game, obviously. You know, her career was a little bit before most of us were here, but from what she's done in her broadcasting career, first of all, she's about the hardest working person I know. She's doing women's and men's games for ESPN all during the basketball season. And then when that's over, she's doing WNBA for the Indiana Fever. So she doesn't really come up and, you know, get a breath hardly. She's well prepared. She's going to study film, and obviously she understands the game. So you know when she's in the building that they're going to do a really good job. So again, she definitely deserves all the accolades being thrown at her. And it was great for Boo and Stephanie and NC State to recognize her in that way, because she's done a lot for our university and for women's basketball.
What are the attributes Rivers has that allows her to get stats in so many different categories, not just points, but rebounds, assists, steals, blocks? What are the strengths and attributes about her do you think stick out?
Yeah, I mean, she's a hard matchup. You know, if you try to go size with her, she's going to go by you. If you try to go quickness, she's going to score over you. You know, again, like you mentioned, she's been doing a much better job of filling up a stat sheet, and I think that's what you have to do if you want to play at the next level. And I think what she's done in the last few weeks is, and I told her this is what I envisioned her being. You know, when she's going and getting rebounds, she's getting assists, obviously scoring the ball, and she's shooting the 3 much better now. I just think she's really stepped up and obviously made a big difference for our program, and also has shown a lot of people that, you know, she's a legit pro player someday.
Just to talk to leadership, is vocal and non-vocal. What type of leader groups do you have within your team, you think? And are they doing a good job getting you guys prepared for this stretch run?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of rah-rah people. You know, I think they do try to encourage some verbally, but they also try to lead by example, I think. And, you know, it's good to have veterans that, almost like having assistant coaches out there that can help you lead those young players along. And I think they've done a nice job with that. But we still have a young team when you look at, you know, our, obviously our post position's really young. But when you take Isaiah, Sanaya, and Madison, you take those 3 out of the loop, I mean, we got pretty much all freshmen and sophomores. I think we do have all freshmen and sophomores. So it's a young team, but we do have some great players in leadership roles.
Yeah, Virginia coming up. I'm sorry. You have Virginia coming up,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I know you want to put the cart before the horse. That's Virginia, but you have a lot of home games.
Yeah,
And
you got a whole serve. You got a whole serve at home, and Virginia is a very dangerous team, very good team. You know, they're going to play very hard. They're always going to be great on the boards. Like I said, we didn't do a great job of that tonight. They're going to challenge you. They're going to get after you, press you, trap you, whatever, fly around. We're going to have to, you know, play better. And again, it's a quick turnaround. So we're going to have to get some tomorrow, get some preparation, get some recovery, and then get ready for a really good Virginia team.